Dad, nobody learns from other people's mistakes. Sometimes they don't even learn from their own. That was the sage advice and wisdom that a young sheepdog 30 years ago spoke to my father, where as a good dad, he was from time to time showing my sister and I reasons to be careful and cautionary tales about how to live. Now, with the benefit of 30 years, I think in some ways I was right, in some ways I was wrong. It is still true that a lot of us don't learn from our own mistakes. But I'm also been reminded about all the times that God's taught me things through my own mistakes and done them in ways that were more gentle than he needed to and were more full of grace. So I'll give you an example. Recently, my son was turning 10 years old and we were out playing in the yard. I needed to move the car into the garage. And I said, hey, do you want to drive the car into the garage? He says, well, sure. I guess, do you think I can? He's good at driving a golf cart and a small tractor. So I said, yeah, just roll down the window. I'll coach you through it. So we start the car up. He starts pulling in and, I just said, cover the brake and every time you need to stop, just press on the brake. Things are going great. We're moving really slowly at idle speed into the garage and I'm walking along beside him. He looks up and kind of smiles and says, oh, this is great. And just about that time, instead of pressing down on the brake, he stomps down on the accelerator and lurches the car forward and slamming into the welder and a bunch of shelves. And so what's he do? Well, the car didn't do what it was supposed to do. So he presses a little harder. The wheels are starting to spin. I reach in and throw it into park and pull him out. Tears are starting to come down his face. And he thinks he's destroyed the car. We run inside. I'm consoling him with, this is not your fault. This is on me. I'm the dad. I'm supposed to put you in situations that are safe. And I failed. So this is my mistake. We go back outside after a bit, bolt back the car off, and miraculously and graciously, the car is really not damaged. A little bit of a bend on the license plate. The floor plate on the wall in front of my workshop is bumped a little bit, but really nothing a little bit of bending and buffing can't fix. So what's our lesson from that day? We can learn from that mistake, but I'm also reminded about all the times that God has taught us a lesson in a really gentle way, in a way that we remember, but in a way that carries with it fewer consequences than could have been. He could have really been hurt. We could have destroyed the vehicle. You think about times when you're driving and you have a near miss, or because you're not paying attention, or when you're hunting and you're not operating with good muzzle safety, or you drop that kitchen knife and it lands on your toe blunt side down. When those things happen, we've got to pause and really be thankful because our Lord teaches us lessons all the time. And most of the time he's doing it with a lot fewer consequences than we deserve. And that's a real blessing.